Hi everyone. Hey. Welcome to Working Women's Wednesday with Shelly Wasso, coming to you live from Chicago. How's everyone's Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. I am excited, of course, about my topic, Can Women Have It All? So if you know me, you're going to know my answer to this question. But first, if you're catching my live video, be sure to say hi. And if you catch the replay, hashtag replay. It's super cool for me to see who's watching. And if you don't know me yet, my name is Shelly Wasso. I am a full-time corporate executive mama of two amazing boys, married to my high school sweetheart, and I am a multi-preneur. So I help others create multiple income streams to create their best life and a retire early plan, because who doesn't want to retire early? Like, if you are like me and want to retire early, type retire early in the comments below. So I am super excited. Happy Wednesday. And like I said, if you know me, my question is, can women have it all? And of course, my answer is yes. So again, if you know me, you're gonna know that my answer is yes. And if you don't know me, now you know my answer is yes. But I'm here to share with you 6 tips on how you can have it all, and share some statistics with you, because I have some cool statistics to share with you. So one thing to remember is that having it all means different things to different people, right? So what my having it all is might be different than what your having it all is. So we have to be okay with when we're watching or comparing ourselves to other people, that you have to understand what your having it all is. And it's okay, whatever that is, and that's why we set up goals, and we have to revisit those goals and try new things. But you just have to remember that what my having it all is might be different than yours, and then that's okay. And even in our careers, having it all in our careers might be different, because we're in different occupations. So what in my business, what having it all might be different than somebody who owns their own business. So you just have to remember that we're going to have different goals when it comes to wanting to have it all. But again, I'm here to share 6 tips with you on how you can have it all. And some statistics. So 70% of moms work full-time, and 40% of households with children, the mother is the primary earner. So 40% of households with children, the mother's the primary earner. In 1960, that percentage was 11%. So 1960, it was 11%, and today it's 40%. So pretty good. We're doing pretty good. We're getting the percentage up there, so that's awesome. So just remember that I'm going to talk in buckets, right? So working full-time, children, being good to our spouse, maintaining your house, having your own personal time, these are kind of like your buckets. And you might have a couple buckets. So if you're like me and have a couple different businesses, you'll have more than one working bucket. We have a summer house, so there's 2 houses. So just think of it when I'm talking through some of these in buckets. Personal time is super important. So one thing is, again, 6 tips on how you can have it all. And Paulina, oh my God, super cool to see you on here. I totally want to catch up with you. So I don't know, maybe before I go back to work in the office, we can catch up, because I would love to hear what you're doing, all your cooking and stuff. So anyway, I knew at a young age that I wanted to have it all, and it definitely wasn't easy. So just remember, it's not easy. So tip number 1, my tip number one is it's not easy, it's hard. So you have to tell no and tell yourself it's going to be hard. It is definitely not easy, and you have to tell yourself the truth, and the truth is it's hard. So if you want to work full time and you want to have multiple income streams and you want to be a good mom and a good spouse, it's not easy. And balance, like people say, I need to learn to balance, and that's another thing. Like we can't balance everything. If you truly were going to balance, you're so funny. You're a badass too, so that's why I want to talk to you. So if there's no such thing as balance, right? So if we're going to say like, oh, I'm going to balance everything, balance would mean that I spent equal amounts of times in all my buckets that I just talked about. And there's not enough hours in the day to give enough time equally balance to work, my children, my spouse, my personal time, taking care of the house. So it's impossible to balance. So sometimes I feel like we get caught up in that word balance, and then we think, oh, I'm not balancing, so I'm not doing good enough. So it's okay if you're not balancing. You just have to know the hours that you're putting into each bucket and be okay with it. Like, it's okay if you're giving less hours to your spouse and your children and you're putting more hours in your work, if you're giving the quality time and the right time in each of those buckets. So just remember that. Don't have the mom guilt that I'm not spending enough time in my other buckets. You just have to make sure you spend the right time and the quality time in those buckets, and just get rid of the mom guilt. Don't worry about having to quote unquote balance. But just remember that it's not going to be easy. So that's my tip number one. And I look back, and my kids are 18 and 21, and I think I did okay. So I worked a lot of hours, struggled back then with the whole balance thing and having the mom guilt. And I look back at my kids, and if any of you know my kids, they turned out pretty good, and I'm super proud of them. So, and I have a great relationship with them. So again, don't worry about the mom guilt if you're working a lot of hours and trying to do the multiple income streams like I do. Number two, we cannot judge each other, and we have to give ourselves grace. So we're gonna make mistakes. We can't judge each other. Again, we all have different goals of what having it all means. So again, I'm gonna be different than you, and that's okay. And then we have to give ourselves grace. We're gonna make mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes. We just have to realize that it's a mistake, understand what it is, learn from it, and move on. And you can't think about what that mistake was or what you did, or oh my gosh, I shouldn't have yelled at my kid, or I messed up at work because I got too much going on my plate. Like, it's okay, we're gonna make mistakes. So we have to learn from our mistakes, face them, move on, and put our big girl pants on and not dwell on it and get upset about it. Tip number 3. You have to learn, excuse me. Again, I just kind of said this. You have to learn to be present in each of your buckets. So work, spouse, children. Again, I have multiple income streams, so I have more than one work bucket. So this is not easy, and something that I, back in the day, I would say maybe 15 years ago when I moved, actually maybe 10 years ago, maybe it was 15 years ago, but I'm in sales. I have to find new clients. I travel a lot. So I struggled with being present in my buckets, and it took me time to learn how to do this. But it's super, super important to learn how to be present in each of these buckets, whatever your buckets are. And once you do that, you're going to feel better about yourself. And the people who are with you in the buckets are going to feel better. You're going to accomplish your goals more easily by doing this. And again, it's not easy, but you have to block your time out and be focused and push through and stick to it. And of course, again, give yourself grace when you make mistakes. But that's super important, to be present in each of your buckets. And then sticking on that point, it's important for the people in your life to understand what your goals are in each of those buckets. So if you're a full-time working mom and, like me, have multiple income streams, if you share your goals, even with your children, so of course you're going to share your goals with your spouse, but if you share your goals with your children and they understand why you're doing what you're doing, then they're going to appreciate the time that you're not with them for a long time. Oh my God, it's so important, Paulina. I used to do that all the time, and I accomplished so much less by not being focused and crossing those things over. So it's super, super important. So again, make sure that, again, your kids and your spouse and whoever your family members know your goals and what you're striving for, and it's going to help them to understand why they're only getting certain hours of your time. Tip number 4, make time for yourself. So you will be a better person to each of your buckets, again, if you make time for yourself. I am, of course, into my health and so many things that I do because I want to be healthy, especially getting older, because we're not getting any younger. And but it's also because it makes me feel good. So if you feel good, you're gonna do better, you're gonna be a better person, you're gonna be more successful in your work, you're gonna be a better spouse. So it's not just about being healthy, but it's about feeling good. So if that means reading a book or taking a bath, or of course, everyone should be exercising, but doing a face routine, right? Like, I've always done a face routine, and the reason I do, I'll put the collagen and all the stuff on my face that I like, and my lip plumpers, because it makes me feel better. So if I feel better, then I'm gonna be a better mom, and I'm gonna be a better wife to my husband, and I'm gonna feel better. So I'm gonna be more motivated at work. So you definitely need to take time out for yourself. And sometimes taking time out for yourself means asking for help. So whether that's getting a cleaning person, or I am going to be, one of my new projects is going to be to work on a blog, and I'm going to have my son help me. So he's going to be part of my project. I'm probably going to pay him to help me. And but it's asking for help. Like, you have to be okay with asking for help. You can't do all of it. And whether that's hiring a mentor, or having someone do your blog, or having a cleaning person come in, even if it's not every week and it's once a month, whatever it is, you have to ask for help. Tip number 5. So my 6 tips on how you can have it all, I'm on tip number 5. Tip number 5 is find your network. You have to find your tribe. So of course you're going to have your friends and your family, but statistics say that 45% of women say that they find their support from social media. I have met the most incredible women on social media, and I have learned from them. I have grown from them, and you can have different tribes of people, right? So you're still going to have your friends that you see and you hang out with, but there's this another whole tribe of people that you can meet online and learn from them and network and get ideas. And it's super, super incredible. You can't even imagine who and what is out there until you expand yourself and step outside the box. And don't be afraid to reach out and talk to other people. It's amazing. It's so amazing. So like I said, 45% of women say that they find their support on social media. And again, it could be, I have a group, it's called Fall in Love with Taking Care of Myself. We have a tribe of women in that group. And then I have a group of people that I work together on my online business. And then Paulina, who was on here, I met when I had a diamond jewelry retail business, and we met through that business, and now we're both in the online space. So it's super cool how you can network and find different tribes of women. Tip number 6, know your limits. So while I say you have to know your limits, I'm also going to tell you that you can have more. So we tend to, when you have a lot on your plate, you definitely have to know your limits, especially someone like myself who wants to have more. But you can have more. So many people limit themselves because they're afraid they can't have one more thing on their plate, or they're afraid to have more. You can have more. So, honestly, when I got involved in multiple income streams, and this just didn't happen today, it was even before the online world, years and years ago, right? So 10 years ago today, my husband and I opened a diamond jewelry retail business. We were involved in other network marketing businesses that were non-traditional, didn't fit into my lifestyle, which is why I found my home of my new company that I love so much, because I love doing everything online and it fits in my lifestyle. I know it was 2007. Can you believe that we met that long ago? It's so crazy. And now we're here together doing this. It's crazy. But I always wondered, like, how am I going to fit one more thing in? I promise you can fit it in. And you can't be afraid to look at other opportunities. You just don't know what you're capable of until you try. And so many people limit themselves. And you have to keep your eyes and your ears open to other opportunities and just listen. So I like to say, I'm so thankful that I listened to all the opportunities that I have on my plate. And again, you can't be afraid to listen. You have to know that you can fit in more. And trust me, because there was a time, again, when we opened our diamond retail jewelry business, I was working full-time in sales. I still am. We opened a diamond jewelry retail business. My husband has his own business. We started a network marketing company. We had like 5 things on our plate. Our kids, both kids, were in full-time travel sports. So when I say you can fit one more thing in, I promise you, I know you can fit one more thing in. So don't limit yourself, and make sure you're listening to all the opportunities out there. They might not all be for you, but you're not gonna know what's out there unless you listen. And I always say sometimes listening to one opportunity might open up your mind to another opportunity. So if I ask you to listen to my opportunity, which I do have an opportunity if anyone wants to listen to it, but it doesn't mean that my opportunity is for you. But my opportunity might open your eyes or spark interest to something else. I'm okay if you say no to me or you're not interested. But that doesn't mean that my opportunity isn't going to give you some other cool, kick-ass opportunity that you're going to go run with, and I'm going to be super happy that you found what was right for you. So remember, know your limits, but don't limit yourself. So that's it. Those are my 6 tips for women having it all. And again, just remember, you have the strength inside of you, and you just have to find it in your gut, like what it is that you were made to do and what you're here for. And again, I love my corporate job, but I know that I want to help other people. And I am a huge believer in multiple income streams, and you can have a retire early plan, and you can have it all, I promise you. So don't let me yourself a gold nugget right there. You're amazing, Paulina. I'm going to reach out to you maybe over the weekend. So anyway, I hope you have an awesome Wednesday and the rest of your week. I hope you found this valuable. If you did, let me know in the comments below. If anyone wants to hear about my online opportunities, reach out. You could private message me. You could put info in the comments below. Even if you just want to talk about what's out there, how I got into what I'm into, or maybe you want to start your own online business and you just need some connections or want to chat through stuff, definitely reach out to me, because that's how we learn, just by connecting with each other. So have an awesome rest of your week. See ya.